Hi, my name is Shabna Makrami. I'm a senior immigration practitioner at Niren Associates. Today we'll be discussing an entry package. What this essentially is our documentation presented to the border officials as to the applicant's intent in Canada. Many of our clients are given a difficult time to enter Canada because they have not demonstrated to the officer that their stay in Canada is temporary and that they will exit out. An entry package essentially explains to the officer the applicant's situation and their temporary stay in Canada. So many times our applicants are given a difficult time at the border for the following reasons. The first is that the officer is not satisfied that the applicant will exit the country. And the second is that the applicant travels frequently into Canada, and for that reason the officer questions their intent in Canada. For example, the officer might believe that he or she is working in Canada or studying in Canada without a valid status document. The entry package essentially explains to the officer the applicant's true intent in Canada, their true temporary intent in Canada, and that he or she will exit out at the end of their temporary stay in Canada. Some of the key documentation that we put in this application are their significant ties to their home country, such as bank statements, property statements, any property ownership, any family members that they might have in the United States, and possibly if they are employed in the United States. Any significant ties to their home country will alleviate the officer's concern that he or she might overstay their welcome. Many of our clients come to us because they have significant ties to Canada and lack of ties in the United States. However, they attest to the fact that they will not overstay their temporary stay in Canada. So how do you prove this? When your ties are more towards Canada than they are in the United States. A specific example would be a client who comes to Canada to visit a spouse who does not have a job in the United States and has lack of property ownership in the U.S. Key ways that we can demonstrate to the officer the applicant's true intent in Canada being temporary is drafting a thorough submission to the officer. We explain in this submission exactly what the applicant's intents are, as well as why there's lack of documentation in this particular situation. We also provide our contact information to the officer should the officer require additional information. And lastly, what we do is we prepare our applicants prior to entering the port of entry. We prepare them for some of the key questions that the officer might ask them and how to specifically answer some of these questions. Should you require our services when it comes to such a situation, please contact us. Thank you.